Hello, mixtresses and mixters. This is Mixtressrae, and you're watching Mixtress Video. So this one's going to be a little bit of a different video if you are used to my tarot-related content. I kind of cycle through my particular personal obsessions in life, and right now I'm kind of like reigniting my passion for perfume. So I'm going to show you a perfume collection video today. Um, I ordered like 9 more scents from Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. So in the next few weeks, I'll probably be posting like my thoughts on those new perfumes as well. But I thought that I would rather do like a perfume collection video now before I get into those new perfumes because I don't have as much with those. Like I'll probably need to spend a little bit of time with the new perfumes to see how I feel about them. Whereas with all of these that are currently in my collection as of the end of 2020, I have had most of these fragrances for years, so I can give you like a better sort of like review of them. So this is just a view of the little section of my dresser that has all of my perfumes on it. Right now, as I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't really like this blank space up here. So I'm hoping that like sometimes with Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab, they send you like pretty little postcard art prints with your order. So I'm thinking of either like putting some lace up back there as a little backdrop, and or if they send me a really cool like postcard whenever I get my order, I might just put that up back there. Anyway, you guys don't care. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do this. I just got this like 3-tiered acrylic shelf that you see back here to hold my perfume since I just bought 9 more and I'm planning to get, I will probably, now that I'm getting obsessed with perfume again, I'll probably start acquiring a few perfumes a year. Anyway, so I'm trying to see like how are we gonna do this. So the reason why Poison Ivy and Bride of Frankenstein are here, obviously just for aesthetic purposes, but also because for me, when I wear perfume, I like to sort of like call in villains. Basically, I like to call in villainous women. I like to smell like a villainous woman. I love the dichotomy as far as like scent profiles that I like. I love the dichotomy between like sweetness and darkness. You know, I like black licorice type scents actually because black licorice holds within it like the sweetness and the darkness at the same time. You know, I like a musk playing against like a vanilla, or like I like foodie scents that go real dark and rancid, you know, like I kind of like that push and pull. So for me, I like to feel like, you know, a beautiful, tragic, like, you know, femme fatale like character when I put on perfume. So they're kind of here as my little perfume style icons. Bride of Frankenstein and Poison Ivy. So just to kind of give you guys, this is going to be a combination of Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab perfumes, Posset's perfumes, which are both like essential oil based indie companies, and then like a couple miscellaneous other stuff too, but then commercial perfumes as well. So this is I just upgraded my perfume notebook. So I'll give you like a little tiny tour of that real quick. So I have all of my perfumes written in this little guy. And see, there's not that many that I have listed in here. Like there's actually more on display here than is actually listed. And then this little notebook in the back are all of my samples so that I can, because they're not necessarily permanent to my collection, but I like to write down like my samples that get sent to me. And yeah, I like to have that somewhere. So they're kind of in the back. I think I'm not going to consult this today. I think I'm just going to go based on my like memory of these different perfumes. Just so it's not the longest video ever. This little thing right here is where all of my samples are contained within that little holder back there. I guess we'll just go left to right. Let's do that. So this is I just set this up, so now it's going to be like, I'm going to be like knocking things over as I take it out. This is a commercial perfume by Christian Dior called Midnight Poison. This one, like the main scent notes are, like the top notes are bergamot is one of them. I'm going based on memory with all of this, so like don't quote me on this stuff, but just so it's not the longest video ever, because I would have to look it up in my little perfume thing to tell you guys all the notes, and like I don't want this video to be an hour and a half. So Midnight Poison is kind of like top notes of bergamot, and then it dries down to like vanilla and patchouli. I think it probably has rose in it. I think all the poison scents probably have rose in them. This one is really intense, and I use it as my going out perfume. Like that bergamot just like gives me the inspiration to kind of like go out and have a night out on the town kind of thing. Put her back there. Of course, I had to make everything look super pretty, and I don't get that one out that often, so it makes sense for it to be way back there. This one right here is just one that you can get like in like any hippie store. It is a patchouli like balm based perfume. Like this is so old, and I've actually mixed, I think I've mixed some like sandalwood and vanilla from others in there as well, and this is mostly just pretty. I don't really use this that much. Like every once in a while, like in a ritual setting, I will rub that into my hands. I do like perfumes that are mixed with like a carrier oil that you can like rub into your hands, so that's a good segue to this. This is not written in my perfume journal because it's a ritual oil that's mixed with almond oil. And just so you guys know, if you don't have experience with using almond oil as a carrier, pretty much any time you have a scent that is mixed with almond oil, there's an expiration date on that scent. Like it's gonna go kind of rancid after, like 2 to 6 months. You do have months with it, but like with something like this one is lemon, juniper, and mint. So with something like this, it doesn't have like a huge scent profile. I would rub something like this on my hands. That way I use more of it and get it used more quickly. This came from the Midnight Muses subscription box. I think this came in the October box. And you can get like ritual oils in general are probably going to be mixed with some kind of carrier oil. Not all carrier oils go bad after a while, but almond does. So that one's got an expiration date. So I actually just brought it in here to remind myself, like, hey, I want to rub this into my hands and I need to do it quickly before it goes bad. That kind of thing. Okay, so let's do this next. So this is actually the perfume that I wear like every day. This is Thierry Muglare's Angel, and this is like the sort of iconic gourmand commercial fragrance. Like it's expensive, it smells like a lot of things, like tonka bean, praline. It smells like a lot of like candy, foody things, but it also dries down to like the prevailing scent is just like a really strong like vanilla and patchouli. This is like a love it or hate it kind of fragrance. Like this one is like pretty strong. People can smell it from far away. Like there's an aura around you if you're wearing this perfume. I really like it. I think it's aggressive in exactly the way that I want it to be. These two perfumes here were both, they're not necessarily supposed to be knockoffs of Angel, but they were made at that same time. Like Angel came out in like 92, I think 91, somewhere around there, and it was like the first really popular gourmand fragrance, foodie fragrance. That's what gourmand means, I think. I don't know a ton about perfume, so don't quote me on any of this stuff, but like from what little I've picked up over the years. And both Lolita Limpica and Hypnotic Poison were made by Anika Minardo, and they're both like foodie scents that kind of came along after the popularity of Angel. So both of these were released, I think they were both released like the same year or within the same year, like 97, 98. This was the one that I discovered back when it first came out. I discovered it in like junior high or high school, and it was like my scent that I wore throughout like until I kind of became obsessed with perfume and started acquiring more scents, this was literally the only thing that I ever wore from like age 15 to like, I don't know, 25 or so when I started acquiring more scents. Um, it's it starts off like plum and coconut, and then it dries down to like rose, sandalwood, and vanilla. It's kind of like a foodie oriental. It's got musk in it. It's definitely a what I would consider a poison ivy scent. I really still love this one quite a lot, and it's pretty intoxicating, and like people remember it as my scent from high school, you know. So if I ever do actually go to a high school reunion, which I haven't been to one yet, but if I ever do, then I will probably wear that to my high school reunion. I don't wear it super often now, but it's like I'll always rebuy that because it was my signature scent for so long. This one here is a new favorite, um, Lolita Limpica, made by the same person that made Hypnotic Poison, Anika Minardo. Hope I'm saying that right. This one is, like, I always thought of this one as the poison ivy scent, but then when I discovered this is the real poison ivy scent. If you're looking for a poison ivy scent, this one is, on me, it's kind of stronger than Angel. So this one is more like Angel than Hypnotic Poison is. This one, it starts off with like floral notes and ivy notes. So it's kind of like it starts off as kind of like a green floral, and then it dries down to like vanilla and vetiver and anise. This one was kind of like based on licorice. It doesn't really have a licorice scent necessarily, but it's really strong. It lasts a long time. Like you can smell this one on you the day after you spray it. So it's pretty overpowering if you're not into that kind of thing. It's overpowering, like people can smell it. Like this one is probably even more, I would think this is more divisive. Like I get compliments when I'm wearing Angel. I've never gotten compliments when I'm wearing Lolita Limpica. It's a much more sinister fragrance, and a lot of people just really love or hate vetiver. I'm really into vetiver personally. And this one is like a rare feminine vetiver. Like a lot of the time vetiver is used in men's fragrances, but this one is, and I don't usually like green, but the green notes kind of dry down really quickly, and then you're left with sort of like vetiver, vanilla. There might even be patchouli in here. I don't think so though. This one's like, I wore it the other day for the first time in a while, and I was like, oh my god, I fucking love this. Why don't I wear it more? Okay, so I guess we're ready for the shelf now. So I showed you that ritual oil from Midnight Muses. This one is Voodoo from Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. So this one is one in their permanent collection, so you can get it right now. And the ones in their permanent collection are pretty affordable. They're like $19.75 each. So I would definitely recommend, if you're like getting into perfume, going to Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab, typing in some notes that you know you like, and when you come up with the permanent blends, you can definitely just, buy a couple of them, and it'll be $40. Not terrible. $40 plus shipping, but like, yeah, anyway, it's a good way to get into perfume, I think, is to like, it's overwhelming at first with Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab's site, because they have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of perfumes. This one is my ritual scent. Like, as you can probably see, or maybe you can't tell, it's almost empty, so I've ordered a replacement for this. This one also, with essential oil scents like this from Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab or Posits, these types of scents, they are really concentrated, and they actually age really well. They're not paired with like a carrier oil or anything that goes bad. They get better with age, in my experience. So this one is a whole bunch of, I use it for ritual purposes because it's like a mixture of a whole bunch of different things, like myrrh and clove and think there's some frankincense in here, maybe not. But it's like and it's also got almond and cherry, and like it's got like so many different scents in it that I use this for ritual purposes. So I usually don't even keep it in here with the rest of my perfumes, but I just wanted to show you guys that it is technically part of my perfume collection, even though I keep it with my like witchy stuff and my tarot decks and stuff. This is another one, Malediction, from Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab, that I keep with my ritual scents. This one is Vetiver and Patchouli. The only two things that are in it. This one also I've had for maybe 10 years. 8 to 10 years I've probably had this one, and it gets better with age. It smells so good. It's like red patchouli, which gives it sort of like a more incensey, spicy smell with the vetiver. Oh, this one is just like, whoa, it's so good. And I use this one a lot. I rub it on my hands. I put it on my hands before I shuffle decks. That's usually not even in here with the rest of my perfumes. This one, I actually like, this is like, I had to like kind of cobble together a label for this one because I've never actually bought a full-size perfume of this. It's Mistress of Power from Possets. That's Possets, which is another like essential oil fragrance company like Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. This one, every time I've ordered from them, they've sent me like a sample of it, so I was able to cobble together like 3 or 4 samples made like, over half of a bottle. This one's really, really, really strong. It's like incense and patchouli, and it's really intense. So I've just now today mixed it with some almond carrier oil because there was only like this much of it left in the bottom, and I've mixed it with incense carrier oil or almond carrier oil so I can kind of dilute it down. And I just put it on before I started filming, and this one's really like badass bitch. Like this one lasts a long time. It's very, very strong. And this is a good like example of like Possets perfumes in general are more incensey, more resinous, and more like they have a little bit more staying power, and they're stronger than I would think Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab perfumes are a little bit sweeter, less smoky, less incensey overall. But sometimes it's hard to tell with Possets perfumes in my experience, because I actually have more experience with Possets perfumes than I do with Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. Theirs are a little bit harder to differentiate from each other. I feel like the base of a lot of Possets perfumes is like, really heady, like incense and resins kind of scents. Whereas with Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab, there's a lot more diversity in their scent profiles, but they do tend to not be very smoky or resinous. This one is from, it doesn't say on here, Anamcara on Etsy. So it's Anamcara. This one is, she had a few different scents based on Buffy characters, so this one is Buffy. And this one I don't really like, actually, but I do keep it because it's aged okay. Like, I'm gonna smell it right now. It's a combination of like spiritual kind of scents, like frankincense and stuff, and like a lot of different flowers. Personally, if I were creating a Buffy perfume, I would make it like have like top notes of cotton candy and then like dry down to like badass bitch or something, start off with the Buffy and end with the Vampire Slayer when it dries down, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really actually wear this one, but I haven't chosen to pass it on yet. This one is from that same perfumer, and it is her Drusilla perfume. So this one also, I actually really like it. This one I actually like as like a linen spray or like a clearing ritual type spray. It is a combination of like florals. Like it has like jasmine and gardenia but then it also has a combination of different mints in it, so it's kind of interesting with like the interplay between like the mints and the flowers in this one. I wouldn't associate it with Drusilla the vampire, really, but I like to use it. Sometimes I use it like instead of Florida water or something, like a clearing before a reading, or like lately I like to use it to like spray on my pillows before I go to bed. It just sort of like, it's sort of a summery, it reminds me of my mom a little bit, because my mom, it reminds me of like drying things out, drying your sheets out on the line, you know? Um, but it also has that sort of mint situation going on too. So I've grown to love it, even though I don't really associate it with Drusilla because it's not really dark enough for that sort of psychic vampire energy that Drusilla has on Buffy. Next, this is from Posits, and this is Dracula Rising. Even though this is a Halloween 2014 scent, I believe you can still get it on their site. This one is, the notes are like patchouli and fig, are like the big notes that I remember from this. This one's kind of like a, again, forgive me for using words masculine and feminine, but at least you guys will know what I mean when I use them. It is more of like a masculine fragrance, and it really does kind of smell like earth. You know, patchouli scents always kind of smell earthy, but this one is like earth mixed with that fig. It's a really interesting scent. I like it a lot. I actually have like a bigger bottle of this that, like, whenever this one runs out, I just refill it with the bigger bottle. This one is the newest to my collection. This is Belonging to the Darkness, and it is by Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab, but you can only get it on the Blood Milk Jewels, like, jewelry website. And this ring's actually from them. And I saw that they had perfumes on the website when I was ordering this ring, and I was like, oh, this is like one of my current favorites. This one is Patchouli and Vetiver, and oh, what else is in this? I'm not very good at like actually smelling and identifying different notes. It has some kind of musk in it, I think. And a musk, really, for me, musk is really helps to like give a scent staying power and give it sort of an animalistic smell to it. So this, like, the vetiver mixed with musk is just like, I don't think I've ever had another scent that has vetiver and musk in it. Actually, like I said, I wasn't going to consult my notebook, but I actually want to do that right now for this one, because I want to know, like, am I saying musk and there actually isn't musk in this? So let's consult the book. Okay. Dark 3-year age patchouli. That's the other, like, whenever you have patchouli, for me, gets better with age. I don't necessarily like new patchouli, not nearly as much as like the older these scents get, like that particular scent in general. I just got it a few months ago, but like in another couple of years, it's gonna smell even better. Amber, that's what I'm smelling, because amber, to me, I don't really know the difference between amber and musk, to be honest. Smoky cardamom and gilded juniper leaf are the other notes, other than like vetiver and patchouli. But it's sort of like a more complex version of the malediction that I showed you. That one is just patchouli and vetiver, whereas the belonging to the darkness is those other things too. The musk kind of like makes it a little bit more mature and complex and better as an actual scent, whereas the malediction is really good for ritual purposes, but I don't really wear it as like a perfume. This one here is from Posits, and this one, here's the name of it. I'm not gonna say it because it's kind of a derogative term for nomadic Romani people. This first word here, you can see what it's called, but I just transferred it to this bigger or this different bottle. The last time I showed it to you guys in that perfume and tarot video that I made like a week or so ago. It was in, I'll actually show you the bottle. It was in this bottle, but I just recently put some old like sangria wine that I didn't like in this bottle because I realized I don't really like using this bottle. I just want to look at it. So I now have it on a different part of my shelf here just to look at it. So that one is, I talked about it a lot in my perfume and tarot video if you want to go back to that to see like a fuller description. But the scent notes in that are like clove cigarettes, tombstones, tarot cards, and masses of flowers. And it really does smell like those things. It's a kind of a, it's not like a super strong scent. I wish it was stronger actually. But you can actually pick out those different notes. Like you smell like sort of rotting flowers and crumbling tombstones and clove cigarettes and like, I really, really love that one. Yeah. Okay. This one also from Posits. So now we're into these three perfumes here that are right next to each other, all of my licorice scents. So Nessun Dorma is from Posits. I believe this was like Halloween 2014. Doesn't say on here, but the notes in this, there's only 2 notes in this, and it is licorice and caramel. And this one is extremely strong. I would recommend wearing it with like a carrier oil or something to dilute it down a little bit. And it's very, very strong candy scent. I love it though. I really, really love it. But it is strong. You have to be ready for it. Like this one I will wear in like the week leading up to Halloween. You know, when I just want to smell like, if you want to smell like Halloween candy, this is a great one for that. I really love this. And I think you can, everything I'm showing you from Posits, I believe that you can pretty much get all of their scents. Currently, I don't think anything is necessarily discontinued on their site, as far as I know. The next one is called Silver Licorice. This one is from Posits as well, Yule 2014. And this one really is a Christmassy licorice. It's basically like, they have their note that is called silver. They mix it with a lot of different things. It's basically like vanilla musk. It's like sort of a complex vanilla musk. So this one is just, you know, licorice mixed with vanilla musk. The licorice scent is not super strong in this. And this one really is. It feels like if you are a licorice lover like me, and I know most people aren't, but if you are, this one is the perfect like winter licorice. Like it's interesting to have like sort of a musky note mixed with licorice. Like it grounds it and makes licorice a little bit more mature. This one's like probably the most like perfumey of the licorice scents that I have. I actually just ordered, one of the things I ordered from BPAL is called Black Licorice Smut. And I'm wondering if it's going to smell kind of like that, because from what I can tell from the descriptions of their smut note, it's kind of like a sugared musk scent. So I'm wondering, like it'll probably smell a lot sweeter coming from Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab, whereas that one's a little bit more smoky and incensey, because all the Posits are more smoky and incensey than Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. But I'm interested to kind of compare that silver licorice to the black licorice smut that I'm getting soon from BPAL. And then this one here is called Black Anise from Posits. And this was part of their Halloween 2015 collection, I think, if I remember correctly. And this one is the one that smells the most like, this one's just a combination of licorice, anise, different types of licorice. This one smells like straight up licorice. Maybe like a little bit of like vanilla to kind of mellow it out. smells so good. This one's like, if you want like real aggressive candy licorice smell, Nessun Dorma is the way to go. If you want a more mature, wintry, musky licorice that's more subtle, Silver Licorice. And then if you want one that just smells like straight up licorice, but not too aggressively candy, it's just kind of like, it's a neutral licorice because it definitely smells like licorice, but I would call it a neutral licorice because it's not as intensely candy as the Nessun Dorma, but it's not super mature like the Silver Licorice is. So Black Anise is like, I don't know who I'm talking to right now that's into all the different licorice scents like I am, but if you are, that's my review of Posset's licorice scents. To my knowledge, they only ever had 3. I bought them all. And I'm actually kind of the inspiration for Fabienne, the perfumer, creating licorice scents, because I suggested like, hey, I would really love to smell your take on licorice, because I'm really looking for, at the time that I was looking for licorice perfumes, I couldn't really find them. They didn't seem to. Now I know a little bit more of Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab's catalog, and like I just ordered several licorice based scents from them. So I will have more to say on licorice scents soon, but I might just do a whole video. Let me know if you're interested in that. I might do a whole video on licorice scents, because one of the things that I've always looked for is like, basically, I just want to smell like evil, mature, villainous licorice at all times. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. I'm gonna, sorry, just bumped the tripod. I'm gonna show you these last couple. This one is actually, I've mixed a whole bunch of different, I don't even know what's in this. But I mean, it used to be this sort of like, you can get it at like the hippie store, Spiritual Sky, perfume oil, patchouli. So it still has some of that in it. Plus I know at one point I mixed some like clove and vanilla essential oil in here. And I think I put a snake oil perfume imp from Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab in here at one point. So there's sort of that. It's just got a million different scents in it that I just mixed together. And I don't really wear this, but it does kind of smell good, but it has a lot of different weird things in it. You definitely have to shake it up before you put it on. So this isn't really a review of any kind, but I just love these little bottles too, these Spiritual Sky perfume oil bottles. I don't even know where I originally got this from. I've probably had this bottle in my life for like 15 years. I don't know. And then this here is just like a little, like you can this little butthole here, you just like take the cap off of. I actually want to refill it right now. Let's do it. This is just like a little perfume travel size thing that you can, and this is how you fill it. You just put it on here and kind of squirt it, and you can see the little chamber filling up there. I'm not going to put too much in here because this bottle is not as full as I would like it to be. All right, spray that once. So this is just like a little travel spray that I usually only put Hypnotic Poison in. And I never knew until I had this thing that Hypnotic Poison is actually kind of a reddish pink color. Like the actual liquid is that color. So that is it. That's my perfume collection. I actually got through that a little quicker than I thought I would. I have a few other things like oils that I've gotten from like different subscription services over the years and stuff like that I don't actually have in here with the rest of my perfumes that I didn't show you, but this is the majority of my perfume collection. So let me know if you're interested in perfume, like what kind of videos you would like me to do surrounding perfume. I'm not a person that has a huge budget, so I'm not going to probably be able to like buy a whole bunch of perfumes to test for you guys, but at least I can definitely give you some opinions on licorice scents. I'm about to have several scents. Several of the scents that I ordered from Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab are like licorice and or cherry based scents, so I'm kind of into like the sort of smelling like candy smelling like candy kind of profile. So I'll have some opinions on that kind of stuff if you're into that. And I will, yeah, so soon I will have like some opinions on my new scents, but for now, this is my perfume collection. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Happy solstice. This might be, I don't know how many videos I'm going to do in the next few days, but the solstice is coming up. So happy solstice for you guys. I hope that you are doing well. Bye.